toe out on turns. Toe out on turns is controlled by the lower steering arms. If you think about this now, if I was to make it turn to the right, the vehicle would now have to have the inner wheel turn at a sharper angle than the outer wheel. That is controlled now by the lower steering arms. What you got to think about now is here's my axle, here's my tie rod or cross tubes, and these are my lower steering arms. So what the manufacturers have done when they designed the vehicle, they have set these steering arms at an angle. And what that is a term we've talked about. It's called Ackerman's principle. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But what it actually will do is this. If I was to make it turn to the right, that would mean this inner tire would have to turn at a sharper angle than the outer tire. So what the manufacturers have assured is by the angle of the lower steering arm, if I was to make a right-hand turn, so let's make a right-hand turn, and you can see now the lower steering arm turns at a much sharper angle than the left steering arm, or my left steering arm. Let's go to a left turn on my left, and you can see the same thing happens. The left steering arm turns at a sharper angle than the right steering arm. This now assures that as the vehicle goes around the corner, it goes around the corner nice and smoothly, and we keep that wheel slip to a minimum. The question that comes up on IP sometimes is what steering component would affect the toe on turns? And you may have axle, tie rod or cross tube, or steering arms, and maybe the pitman arm. A lot of people will pick the tie rod or cross tube. But if you think about it, if the cross tube or tie rod is damaged, it will actually affect both of the steering arms. If I have only an issue going around the corner on one side, it would have to be a bent or damaged lower steering arm. And that is usually what they're looking for on the IP. So the component that will affect toe on turns is a damaged or bent lower steering arm.